Hi, today we're taking a look at Studio Series 8606, Grimlock and Wheelie. You've heard me bash the Studio Series line a few times in my most recent reviews, and this is going to be completely different. Originally, this review was going to be the Kingdom Black Arachnid figure, which is hot garbage, so I am skipping that one, and we're going to take a look at this one instead. I'm actually probably never going to do the Black Arachnid one because it is not good. I heard he lost a leg somehow. Not like a robot leg, but when the spider legs popped off. I'll have to try to find it. This on the other hand, is fantastic. As much as I griped on Jazz for being unoriginal, Grimlock himself is very unoriginal as well, but in a very original way. He is fantastic. He looks like Grimlock. He feels like Grimlock. He's got weight to him. He's got bulk to him, and he is beautiful. The only thing that I really don't care for are the accessories. He comes with the Wheelie, which you can't really pose when he comes, of course, with his gun, which you never even see in the movie, from my recollection. But otherwise, it is a great figure. As you can see here, I have him posed with the Generation 1 and Generation 2 Grimlock just to show you off the scale and the aesthetic of the figure. But they're not really needed for this review. I just want to show them off just to sort of give you some height and just show you just how bulky he is. He is pretty much a straightforward update of this toy, of the original toys here. Very much in the same way that Animated was. And I really wish I still had an animated Grimlock to transform. He follows the basic steps to get from A to B to C with just a few changes. As you can see here, the tail is on the outside versus where it actually folds in. And it definitely has a Grimlocky feel for it. And it follows the same parts. This piece drops down, this becomes the back. It's very easy, very classic Grimlock. And I think a lot of fans who collect Grimlock figures are going to be extremely happy. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these two guys for now. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring him in here and adjust my camera a little bit. And just to get a look at that head sculpt here. As you can see, it's got a very distinguished Grimlock look. It almost looks like he has a muzzle over his face. He doesn't have like the little teeth lines, at least not from what my eyesight can tell. But otherwise, it looks Grimlock. It is a very, very strong figure. And just the size alone is impressive. He towers over a lot of the other figures in my collection here. I'll just give you size of scale. Volcanicus. Grimlock comes up to... It's hard to tell from this angle here, but he comes up just shy of the dinosaur head. So if you have Volcanicus, you know just how big of a character and toy this current Grimlock figure is. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things, shall we? So as we can see here, he does come with accessories. He comes with this gun here, which is very well sculpted. You can see a lot of details here. It can store a couple different ways. I actually don't know where it stores in on robot mode. I never looked at the instructions. I think it stores in here. I could be wrong. I don't know where the instructions even are. I think I might have already tossed them on accident. But as you can see, it looks nice. It does store into dinosaur mode as well via these tabs, and I'll show you that when we get to dinosaur mode. His other little feature here is Wheelie. Now, Wheelie does not pose. I know a lot of people were saying, oh no's, but hey. I mean, he doesn't transform, which isn't the norm, but he does pose a little bit if you take care to have the know-how. He has a couple of places he can tab and two Grimlock fights, slots like that. His feet fit into hollow spots. it's a neat little feature, and it definitely gives Grimlock some sort of playability that I didn't expect him to have, even though I've seen the reviews. I do kind of like it. It is kind of pointless, but I do kind of like it just the same. But there he is in robot mode. He does have, sorry, Wheelie's getting in the way, a lot of articulation, which is impressive. The feet here, very, very big ankle tilt. They don't really move up or down, but he can at least move his knee back and forth. And if you unplug this, you can go back even further. He can do the full goose step. He can kick back as far as his dinosaur head will allow. He can do the splits if you maneuver it correctly. Head is on a ball joint. Of course, the wings back here move, and the hands on it move as well. Elbow is really cool. Because of the way he transforms, you get a couple different things of articulation in the elbow. Let me zoom out here real quick. As you can see here, you do get that full bend, but because of how this will transform, you can also get a backwards bend to it as well, which I do really kind of dig. Grimlock, of course, is leader of the Dinobots, so he is quite large and in charge. And one thing I do want to talk about before I get him into dinosaur mode here is the backdrop. Normally I don't keep the Studio Series backdrops, but because this does match up with the Quintesson Judge set that had the Prosecutor and Cranax and all that, I am planning on keeping this one, and I really hope that if they continue doing the Studio Series, if we get the other Dinobots, that we get the rest of it. Maybe we can build like above, like a diorama almost, from above. One more thing of articulation I forgot to tell you about. His wrist turn, something that a lot of these other figures haven't been doing lately. And for me, that is just something that makes me that much more happy with this figure. So I'm going to go ahead and hit pause, come back, and we'll show you the dinosaur mode. Alright, one thing I want to mention quickly here is, as far as transformation goes, this is a really, really easy toy to transform. Which again, it makes you question what Studio Series is going to be from here on in. Studio Series, when it was coming out, was basically mini masterpieces at a affordable price point for their movie characters. And this took me a whole 20, maybe a minute to transform. And I do feel like that is a step backwards in some regards. But at the same time, it invokes what Grimlock's supposed to look like. And again, just trying to get him in frame here is hard to do on this table, because he is quite large. Again, he transforms the exact same way, with the exception of some modern techniques and the tail doing differently. But he is a really simple transformation. What's really cool is, just like with animated Grimlock, is you can do a much more realistic pose as well, and I do that with my regular Grimlocks as well. But little features here are just fantastic. Again, I showed you earlier how that part here unhinges so that he can have knee bend, and his elbow is now the other direction. So it gives him range of motion right off the bat that you wouldn't expect. He does not have a lot of articulation, though, so he's not going to be highly posable in this mode, but it's a Grimlock figure. You kind of expect that. The arms are on ball joints. Oops. They can't go out to a point. The whole thing is held together by the headpiece, by the way. The best part of this feature here, about the transformation and the toy, is the mouth. And if you can't really see it here, because I don't really have a light in there, but it has a peg, and you can attach the different blast effects that they've had through the other lines to give him his fire breath. I personally am not going to do that, because I don't care for those things. I don't even think I have any left. I usually toss them, which just tells you I plan on keeping those specific figures. But his accessories, like I told you, do store as well via these tabs in the back. This does store onto his section here. Get in there. I don't care for it. I think, I mean, I love that it has weapon storage, but it's not something I'm going to use. And like I told you before, Wheelie tabs in via that peg here and his ankle, and then his foot slides into this hole over here, and you can have him pose and all that. But otherwise, this is a fun toy. It's kind of redeemed the whole Studio Series line for me, but at the same time, it is still not what I'm hoping for, not what I'm expecting. Again, the Studio Series line, as much as I don't care for it, it has always been about trying to be movie accurate, and basically, like I said, it was masterpieces on a budget. The prime example is Studio Series Bumblebee, the movie Bumblebee, and the Masterpiece toy transform pretty much the same. They have the same aesthetic, but the Masterpiece one has die cast and it's bigger, and it just has that much more better of a feel. Even Studio Series Bumblebee, the movie Optimus Prime, it's a very complicated toy to transform. So I mean, it has that whole Masterpiece aesthetic to it, whereas this is a little bit less of that. I do like him though. As much as I did not like Jazz, which still hurts me to say because I usually love Jazz toys, this toy is fantastic in that it looks like the character, it feels like the character, and it even just screams the character. Jazz, well, he felt cheap and weightless. Grimlock is the opposite. It's all about style and ferocity and the like. And I'm just going to go ahead and put in little Grimlock here, just to show you, again, the size here. It is a fantastic update on the Generation 1 toy, and for most of us who missed out on the Masterpiece Grimlock toy from a few years ago, this is a great one to have. It's not the most posable, especially in dinosaur mode, but he is a good toy, and the backdrop, like I said, it matches up really well with the execution scene, the judgment of the whatever the hell that set was called. So if you do want to pick up a series figure for the 86 movie, this is what I'm going to tell you to get. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like, comment down below, subscribe, tell me what you like, what you didn't like, and have a fantastic day.